What if I told you that the food scraps, peels, and leftovers you throw away every single day could grow stronger plants, richer soil, and healthier food completely for free? Most people think composting is complicated, messy, or smelly, but the truth is, compost only fails when it's done wrong. Nature has been composting perfectly for millions of years. And today, I'm going to show you how to copy that exact system at home. By the end of this video, you'll understand compost so clearly that you'll never look at kitchen waste the same way again. Welcome back to Green Answers, where we focus on natural solutions, smarter living, and growing more with less. In this video, we're breaking down compost from the ground up, what it really is, why it works, and how anyone can make powerful, plant-feeding compost without expensive bins or complicated systems. Whether you have a large backyard, a small garden, or just a few pots on a balcony, composting can work for you. This isn't theory or gardening hype, this is practical, real-world compost that actually improves soil and food production. What compost really is? Compost is nature's recycling system, and it has been working perfectly long before humans ever started farming. In natural ecosystems like forests, grasslands, and jungles, nothing is wasted, leaves fall, plants die back, animals leave waste, and all of it returns to the soil. Microorganisms, fungi, insects, and bacteria break these materials down slowly, transforming once living matter into rich, dark soil. That soil feeds new plants, which continue the cycle. Composting is simply learning how to copy that natural process at home. At its core, compost is decomposed organic material. But what makes it special is not just the nutrients it contains, it's the life inside it. Healthy compost is alive with beneficial bacteria, fungi, and microbes that work together to improve soil structure and plant health. When you add compost to soil, you're not just feeding plants directly, you're feeding the entire underground ecosystem that supports plant growth. This is why compost-fed plants grow stronger roots, retain moisture better, and resist pests and disease more naturally. Many people assume compost is just rotted food waste, but that's a misunderstanding. Compost is balanced decomposition. When organic material breaks down in the right conditions, oxygen, moisture, and proper material ratios, it transforms into humus, a stable form of organic matter. Humus acts like a sponge in the soil, holding water during dry periods and releasing it slowly to plant roots. It also binds nutrients so they don't wash away, making soil fertile for longer periods of time. Understanding compost changes the way you see waste. Vegetable scraps, dry leaves, paper, and yard trimmings stop being trash and start becoming raw materials. Every banana peel or fallen leaf is future soil waiting to be made. Composting reconnects us to natural cycles and reminds us that healthy soil is not created by chemicals, but by life working together beneath our feet. Why most compost fails and how to fix it. Most compost doesn't fail because people are lazy, it fails because they are never taught how decomposition actually works. The most common mistake is imbalance. Many beginners pile up food scraps and expect compost to magically appear. Instead, they get foul smells, flies, or a soggy mess. This happens because food scraps alone are too rich in nitrogen and water. Without enough carbon-rich materials, the pile becomes anaerobic, meaning it lacks oxygen. When oxygen disappears, odor-causing bacteria take over. Successful compost depends on balance between two groups of materials, greens and browns. Greens include vegetable scraps, fruit peels, coffee grounds, and fresh grass clippings. These materials are high in nitrogen and provide energy for microbes. Browns include dry leaves, cardboard, paper, straw, and wood chips. These are high in carbon and provide structure, airflow, and long-term stability. The simplest rule to remember is this: for every bucket of green material, add 2 buckets of brown material. Moisture is another key factor. Compost should never be soaking wet or bone dry. The correct moisture level feels like a wrung-out sponge, damp to the touch, but not dripping. Too much water pushes oxygen out of the pile, while too little stops microbial activity completely. If your compost smells bad, it usually needs more browns and better airflow. If nothing seems to be happening, it likely needs more greens or moisture. Turning compost introduces oxygen, which wakes up beneficial microbes and speeds decomposition. While compost can still work without turning, mixing it every 1 to 2 weeks dramatically improves results. Even simple actions like poking holes with a stick can help airflow. Once people understand these basics, compost stops being frustrating and becomes predictable, clean, and surprisingly easy. Why composting matters more than ever. Composting is not just a gardening technique. It is a powerful response to modern problems. Every year, millions of tons of organic waste end up in landfills, where it produces methane, a greenhouse gas far more harmful than carbon dioxide. When organic material is composted instead, it returns safely to the soil, reducing pollution and closing the nutrient loop. Composting at home is one of the simplest ways individuals can reduce their environmental impact without spending money or changing their lifestyle dramatically. Beyond environmental benefits, composting builds long-term food security. Healthy soil grows healthier plants, and healthier plants produce better yields. Compost improves soil texture, allowing roots to grow deeper and access nutrients more efficiently. It also increases water retention, which is critical in times of drought or water restrictions. Gardens enriched with compost require less watering, fewer fertilizers, and less maintenance overall. Compost also saves money. Every bag of fertilizer you don't buy, every soil amendment you replace with compost adds up over time. More importantly, compost turns everyday waste into a resource. Instead of paying to remove garbage, you create something valuable. This shift in thinking from waste to wealth is one of the most important lessons compost teaches. On a deeper level, composting reconnects us with natural cycles that modern life often hides. It reminds us that decay is not something to fear, but a necessary step toward growth. When you compost, you participate in the same process that sustains forests, farms, and ecosystems around the world. You become part of the solution, starting right at home. That is the true power of compost. Compost isn't just about gardening, it's about changing the way we see waste. Every peel, every scrap, every fallen leaf has value when we work with nature instead of against it. When you compost, you're not just feeding plants, you're rebuilding soil, reducing waste, and creating a system that gives back year after year. You don't need expensive tools, perfect space, or expert knowledge to start. You just need to begin. Even a small compost pile can change the health of your soil, the strength of your plants, and the way you think about food and sustainability. Nature already knows what to do, we're just learning how to let it work. If this video helped you understand compost in a new way, support the message by liking this video. It helps more people discover simple, natural solutions. Subscribe to Green Answers for more practical guides on growing food, living naturally, and building systems that last. Now tell me in the comments, are you already composting? Or are you starting today? Your journey might inspire someone else to begin. Until next time, grow smart, waste less, and let nature do the work.